Hello, my students. How are you today? As promised, I am going to do the video for you to know how to do the second part of the project regarding colors and also a little bit of principles of art. Now, to start, let's go to our other camera. Let me see here. I am going to start. This is my drawing pad. Okay, the first thing I need you to know is that we have what we call elements of art. Let me remind you, what are the elements of art? Let me get another paper here. Elements of art. We have line, we have shape, form, texture, shape. Okay? We all remember the line can be horizontal, like this, like the horizon line, vertical, diagonal, zigzag, and of course, my favorite, curves. Also, we have shapes, we have organic and geometric. I didn't think this through. Form, also, we have organic and geometric. I think I will do a video only to explain this and do a project regarding elements of art. Texture, also, we can have this type of texture, fantasy texture. Like this, there are many types of texture. Unsafe, we have negative and positive. All right? Now, these are the elements of art. The way in which we arrange these elements are the principles of art. And the first principle of art that we are going to study is called balance. Now, there are three types of balance. Go here. Balance. We have formal balance, in which if you have a support like this, and if you have an imaginary line in the center, you will find almost the same element in one side and in the other, like this and like this. And the objective of the balance is that you have the same visual weight or the same visual interest in both sides of the artwork. If I do this, I lose balance because I have more interest in this part of the artwork than in this one. But I need to keep the balance, all right? This is formal balance. Now, we have informal balance, in which we can have different type of elements in both sides of the artwork, but all of the elements have the same visual weight or the same visual interest in both sides of the artwork. For instance, if I have something here, this is kind of heavy, right? And probably here. And if I have something in here and in here, like this, probably I will have the same visual interest because this size of shapes are as heavy as these little dots in here. Okay? This is informal balance. You can have something else like this. You can have something else in here, a little dot in here. You can get creative, but this is actually informal balance. I think I'm going to put another shape in here to keep the balance. All right? And also we have a third type of balance, which is called radial balance. It's in which in the one in which I have one element in the center and different elements surrounding it, like this. This is radial balance, okay? Like a flower, it has radial balance. All right, I can put this in here, for radial balance. And also you can have radial balance, but only half of it. If you do this is also radial balance. I can put some circles in here. And so forth. Now, why am I saying this? Because in the second part of our project, we are going to work with balance. You're going to choose the balance that you like the most, and you're going to make a composition on your drawing pad. How are you going to do that? I am going to use informal balance because it's very cool. It's very interesting. You can do many things. But if you like formal balance, you go ahead and you do it. You do it with pencil first. And then if you like the design, then you put marker. You can put marker at the end when you finish painting. I think I am going to do another. I don't have a compass with marker, but I can do some sort of a circle in here. Interesting. Oh, some of you like triangles. And I am going to make more than 3 shapes. More than 3 shapes. You can make 3 or more, but at least 3. I have 3. And I think I'm going to put something else in here to keep the balance. I think I'm going to do something in here to keep the balance. Okay, now this is the first part. I already have my formal balance. And now we're going to start painting. Let me get my paintings. I don't know why I didn't bring my paintings at the beginning of the video. Just a second. And these are my beautiful colors. I know I need better light or a better camera because the colors, they don't look as beautiful as they look in person. So how am I going to paint it? I am going to use complementary colors. I don't know if you remember that we did a color wheel. Did you get it? I have it in here. Where is my color wheel? Where is it? Okay, I'll get it. Don't worry, I have it over here. This is the one I use in my studio. I am in my studio as a reference for the kids who visit me. Okay, here I have my color wheel. I'm gonna put it like this because yellow is always at the top. Now, The complementary colors are the colors that are opposite in the color wheel. For instance, yellow, and the opposite is purple. Okay, let me get my hand. Okay, I have yellow here, and the opposite is purple. So I am going to paint one of the shapes in yellow and purple. The other one is blue, and the complementary is orange because they are opposite in the color wheel. Let me do something here. Okay, and now red is the other primary color. Its complementary is green. So I am going to paint the other shape in red and green. How am I going to do that? I am going to decide which color I am going to paint with which couple of colors. For instance, I can start with this one with yellow and purple, green and red, blue and orange. I can put here again purple and yellow. And here I can put green and red. Okay, I decide to do that. I'm going to start with this one, yellow and purple. I'm going to start with the yellow. At the top, I'm going to paint a little bit more than half of it. And then I'm going to start with purple. And I'm going to go up a little bit higher than the center. And I am going to overlap the colors in the center. Let me show you. Okay. Let's start painting in here. Here, be careful. It's just as if you were painting with crayon. Now, some students have told me that they haven't had the time to go shopping for material. Their parents are busy and so forth. So I told them, do you keep your pastel colors, your oil pastel colors from last year? If you do, you can work with them exactly the same way we're working with this. And you are going to get very good results. And you don't need to use water. That's another option you have. Okay, here a little bit more than the center. Now with the purple. And I am going to paint in here. And the objective of this experiment is for you to understand how the complementary colors interact with each other. A little bit more. Now, notice that it looks like crayons, but as soon as I put some water on top, they are going to be beautiful. Now, I am overlapping the color. A little bit of purple on top of the yellow. Like this. And let's see what happens when I put water on it. Okay. I do the same in here. Let's do it with, I said red and green, right? Red and green. I'm going to start with the primary on top and the secondary at the bottom. Like this. Thank you, honey, but I have water in here. In here. Thank you. That's my daughter. She's helping me out. Yeah. It is so much fun to have my family in my studio when I do this. And I know they have fun. Yeah. Art is always fun, not only for me. It's fun for everybody. Sorry about that. Now I start with the green and I overlap. Do this. Be careful with the edges. You decide if the circle is on top or the rectangle is on top. Is your decision. Also, it's your decision if you want to paint from left to right and from right to left in a horizontal way, or as I am doing it from top to bottom and from bottom to top. It is up to you. You are the artist. Now I keep working here. All right, and let me show you what to do. Now, I don't know if you remember in the previous video that I asked you to bring a Ziploc bag with Q-tips. I'm going to put this in here, so no accidents. And I put some water in here so that when I need to use water, I just do this. One cotton swab or one Q-tip for each color. And I'm going to start in here. I do this. And I go all the way down, all the way down. Now, also, there is a option number 2, which is using this. These baby wipes are sold in any supermarket, and I like this brand because it has no scent. It doesn't smell like anything, and it is water-based. We can use it, and this is how we can cut it. You can cut it with scissors or with your hand, like this. Put it away, and then you cover your finger like this, and then you do this. This is faster, and notice the color I'm getting when I overlap the 2 complementary colors. You see? Make it down. Now, at one point, I want to get a clean space in here in my towel, and I keep working with the purple, with the pure purple. If you want an even color, you can put some more paint, and then you put, wow, look at this. This is so interesting. I bet you didn't know that you can get brown by mixing yellow and purple. Okay, and this is the result. It doesn't matter if you think that it looks messy, but that's the way it is supposed to end up this experimentation. Now, let me show you what I did previously. This is my composition, and now I'm going to finish this one. Coincidentally, it's again purple and yellow. I'm going to start with the yellow in here. Now, this one I did it with a compass. Look at how beautiful combination I have here. And I'm mixing the colors. And this is pure color theory. When you mix complementary, you get brown, different type of brown, according to the amount of each color you add. This is the combination I was looking for. Now, to finish this, you can either outline it with a marker. The marker I have here. Do I have the ruler? Oh, thank you. Oh no, I have mine here. My legendary princess ruler. Okay, and I'm going to do the outline. And in this process, I can hide some of the little mistakes that I could have done. But in this experiment, there are no mistakes. So don't worry about it. Now, I am doing this because I want to show you something that I want you to do in your project for extra credit. I am going to tell you something, a little secret about a painter who worked during the 20th century, the last century. The name is Vasily Kandinsky. He was from Russia. And if you put this information on your project, I can give you extra credit. I'm doing this freehand because I couldn't attach my marker to my compass. But if you can, feel free to do it. Now, do you remember the elements of art that we were reviewing before? Okay, Vasily Kandinsky worked with them. Normally, we have the elements of art all integrated or all together to make a landscape or a still life composition or a portrait. But what he did was to separate the elements of art and present them separated. Let me share my screen to show you. Okay, I understand that you're looking at Vasily Kandinsky here. Let me move this a little bit over here. And this is his artwork. If you want to, you can research a little bit more about him, but let me show you. This is one of my favorite compositions. I think it is called composition number 8. Notice that we have here shape, color, lines, and even texture, but they are separated. And that's what I want you to do in your project. Something not exactly the same, but something like this. Let me show you how. Let me stop sharing. Let's go back to our project. Let me see if I can put my camera a little bit further away. Now I have here my composition. Let me see if we can do it like this. Yeah. What are you going to do? You're going to take your ruler, and if you want to, you can do some lines that come from here. I'm using diagonal lines like this as a background. Just like Kandinsky. And then we can put some lines over here. These are vertical lines. And then I'm going to put some, curved lines. How about if I do this? Fun. I can do this. And then suddenly I can have a shape in here. I don't know. Just go crazy with your background. You can do anything you want using the other elements of art. Using lines. Or you can copy the ones that Kandinsky did. But use black and white in the background. Don't use color. If you did use color, that's okay. Don't worry about it. We can discuss it in the classroom, and let's find out if it was a fortunate addition or not, if you like it or not. Remember that art is very subjective. Some of the things you do, some people will like, some people will not like. It doesn't matter. As far as you're having fun, it is very good. And I'm wondering that this part over here looks like a landscape. If I put a moon in here, see what happens. I'm gonna put a moon with white. That's so fun. Oh my. Wow. This is so much fun. And here with orange, the complementary color, I can put line to resemble the water. Yay. Okay, my kids. Oh, you can do that in here too. Instead of the night, this can be the light. I don't know. But the idea is for you to play with other elements of art in the background. And here in formal or radial balance in this composition and complementary colors, and see what happens when you overlap and mix them together. So this is it. Let me change the camera to say goodbye. Thank you so much for watching my video. And remember that if you write down the information about Vasily Kandinsky in your project, I can give you extra credit. So I'll see you in class next week. Bye-bye. Have fun. And stop the recording.